What's going on, everybody? It's Jack, and today I'm back with another Madden 20 offensive tip. This one is a little bit more advanced, a little bit more nuanced, because I feel that as we get into the summer months and we look forward to the next release of Madden, it's more important to look at skills and strategies that can translate from year to year as opposed to a money play or like an ebook or a run defense or just some kind of random adjustment that works in this game but it's not going to work next year, because by now the metas have been pretty well established and what works, what doesn't work, and all that is pretty well known, so there's not a whole lot of reason to repeat yourself over and over again. So it's more important for me to kind of look at strategies and skills that can actually translate from the year to year as opposed to one-off that can work for a couple more months in the game. So today we're going to be looking at the wide receiver swerve catch. A couple years ago, the wide receiver swerve catch was kind of ridiculous. It took a while to figure out what worked in order to counter it. Basically, it glitched the defender kind of out of the way, and the receiver just ran off with the ball for a touchdown. It doesn't work that way this year. However, you can get better animations with the swerve catch, which can result in a lot longer of a pass completion. You can obviously get one-play touchdowns out of it if you kind of catch it up the sideline, and I'll show you guys that in the video as well. But more importantly, I'm going to show you guys a way to kind of break out of the two-man canned animations that the wide receiver and the DB have. That way you can actually control the wide receiver on your own, which allows you to get way better animations than the random dice roll ones that you get because of the interaction with the cornerback. But before we get into the actual video, I just want to remind you guys, if you guys like the videos, like the tips, hit that subscribe button. We're closing in on 1,000 subscribers over here at the time of this recording. So that'd be really cool if you guys do that. Give this video a thumbs up. Obviously, follow me on social and follow me on Twitch, streaming over there. Yeah, I'm not going to bore you guys. Obviously, links will be down in the description. Let's go ahead and jump right into the video. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys how to do it against cover 2 and cover 4 primarily, just because cover 4 gives you the deep quarters and cover 2 is typically kind of the blitz meta. So you can kind of see how you beat cloud flats and soft squats, and then how you beat the sidelines out of the cover 4. Keep in mind that when you're running the swerve up the sideline against the defense, you don't necessarily want to go out to in. You want to go towards the defender and then away from the defender. So kind of think of it like basketball, where you want to box out the defender and get away from them to get a better animation on the catch in this game. It's not like an ideal analogy, but you want to essentially box out the defender before you go for the ball. So I'm going to show you guys a tight end deep out. We're going to show it to you guys against nickel blitz 2 from nickel normal. That's just because it's a cover 2 blitz and it has soft squats out there. So that's really the only thing. It has soft squats, so that's kind of the point here. Now that B route is a special route. Obviously, it gets more towards the sideline than a streak or a regular fade. So if you have a play in your playbook that has that sort of route, I highly recommend using that route to do this concept, especially against the cover 2 blitzes that you're going to see online. Again, you want to go towards the safety and then towards the sideline. In practice mode, you see those red lines up the sideline. That's to teach wide receivers that you don't want to get forced towards the sideline on your route. That way you have enough room on the sideline for your quarterback to throw you the ball. That is a very important aspect of this, because you're going to want to throw the ball towards the sideline. So understanding that those red lines are meant to teach the wide receiver to stay on at least within that track before going to the sideline on the throw gives your quarterback room to actually make that throw. So I'm just going to show you guys against the nickel blitz 2. We're going to throw it probably at about 15-20 yards down the field. We're going to catch it probably about 20-25 yards depending. Metcalf is just going to kind of possession catch it on the sideline. Like nothing crazy here. Possession catch it, sideline, toe tap, boom. Right? Like real easy, real simple. Like don't pass go, don't collect $200. Like that's easy read, easy money all day long. Again, that's an easy read, easy money, possession catch it. As you can see, he just kind of bends in, bends out. Okay, so before we go any further in this video, I kind of forgot one key component that I just want to make sure you guys are fully aware of for the rest of this video and for the entire concept to actually work. When I talk about the swerve catch, I'm not just talking about like moving the left stick and making it happen. In order to actually break out of the two-man can animations and make your wide receiver actually get the animations you want, the secret sauce to this whole Big Mac that is the swerve catch is that you want to hit both triggers on your controller, whether that's PlayStation, Xbox, L2 and R2, LT and RT. You want to hit both triggers and then do the left stick thing. If you do that, you're going to be able to get the better animations. So don't think that it's just the left stick and you're making it happen. You want to make sure that you're holding down both triggers and then making your little wiggle move with the stick in order to actually break out of those canned animations. And now back to the regularly scheduled programming. Nothing crazy about that, nothing difficult about that at all. We're just going to go into the replay so you can kind of see. Once he clears that corner in the soft squat, I'm already winding up. You can see that my quarterback is already getting ready to throw it. That's a little bit of a timing thing. Like, you got to kind of understand the route, your receiver, all that stuff, so you got to get your timing down. But once you get the timing down, you'll be able to throw it, and the soft squat won't be able to recover, obviously, and the safety's not going to be able to recover because he is still flat-footed, just kind of shifting back into that cover 2. And when people blitz, most people in cover 2 bring their safeties up in the box. So if they're bringing their safeties up in the box, this guy's probably more towards this guy anyway, and he might even be usering him on the tight end, which then gives you the opportunity to just rack it and go, which is kind of cool. It'll also give you the opportunity to swerve rack the corner who's in the soft squat just kind of out of his shoes, and I'll show you guys that in a kind of a one-on-one 50-50 ball scenario. But you can see once I click on, I do that little bend inside, give myself enough space to get a good animation on the sideline. All right, now I'm going to show you guys corner routes out of split close this time, but obviously it'll work out of tight offset as well. I just want to kind of show you guys rollout corners and how this kind of translates to your rollout corners as well. We're going to show it against nickel cover 4 quarters. Just because cover 4 quarters, those deep blues are some of the best zones in the game. So if you can find a way to consistently beat those zones, then you're doing something right. We're just going to double team this guy over here just so I can get that rollout corner to lock it, just so you can kind of see how that rollout works in this game. We're just going to roll out. Nice little possession catch right there. Little shoulder lean. Come back to the ball. I'm going to show you guys that one more time. Ideally, you want the wide receiver to actually come back to the ball and kind of attack it at its highest point. You actually want the wide receiver to make an animation that reminds you of what your coach tells you from high school. When you get the ball, you want to attack it at its highest point. You want to come back to the ball, that sort of thing. You don't want the ball to come to you. You don't want it to hit you in the chest, that sort of thing. You want to grab it out of the air. So let's see if I can get that right there. Nice grab out of the air, possession catch. Let's try it one more time just because I want a better animation than that. Although in a game, if you're catching the ball, you're doing it right. I want to get a perfect animation. Just something like that right there. That's better because you don't normally get that sort of jumping animation without being directly on the sideline. So you can see once I throw the ball, I click on, and you can see me doing the little like wiggle and then jump, almost like an old school jetpack animation from like Madden 07, 8, 9, 10, until they got rid of any user control on your wide receiver, essentially. But it's a nice, easy possession catch. And a wide receiver that has a post-flag elite in MUT will probably pop wide open, and you'll have even better time with those animations. Okay, now I'm going to show you guys how to beat man press with the swerve animation. for basically a one-play touchdown pretty much every time. Now, the reason why I'm showing you guys with Tampa is Mike Evans has streak specialist, and if you're playing MUT, you should definitely have a wide receiver with streak specialist. At this point in the year, in CFM, regs, whatever, you should have a wide receiver with streak specialist on your team because they help destroy man press. And with cornerbacks with 99 speed and 99 press, you need all the help you can get. So streak specialist ability is the way to go. Now, that bent streak route, again, is really good at beating press on top of everything else. However, you can still do it now with a regular streak route as well with streak specialists. So I'm going to show you guys what happens with that bent streak first against man press and then regular streak route just so you can kind of see the difference. Obviously, the rack animation is really easy because that's when you can go out and in and make sure you can maintain sideline integrity and just keep going upfield. Keep in mind, like, Jameis Winston is not the ideal scenario here, but right there is a pretty good example of a quick swerve animation because that was much quicker than the usual like 20-30 yard catch. Here we go again. That's another ideal scenario as well. Just nice over the shoulder. Even though I didn't actually destroy the man press like I normally do, that still works really well. There's the out and in, and there's another swerve animation as well. Going in and out and in. As long as the corner is behind you and you go with the left trigger, right trigger, shoulder lean, like that right there, that's what's going to happen typically in MUT, especially just because the corners are going to kind of keep up better than they would in practice mode. But you can see that is an ideal scenario. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. Hopefully, not only did you guys learn something out of this, but hopefully you guys take that to the practice field and kind of get the timing down, get the rhythm down, because I know that is not something that you can just take into a game and execute because it's not really a money play or a money concept, but it's a lot of user skill that you really got to work on. But if you work on it now, when Madden 21 comes, who knows how that game's going to be. But at the end of the day, as long as you have the ability to have really good user control, user skill, that translates regardless of how it translates. Whether it's a stop and go, whether it's a wide receiver animation, things like that. As long as you have those kinds of abilities at your disposal, you will be a better player. But again, that is going to do it for me, guys. So until next time, I'm out.